What's up, guys? Today we're counting down the top 10 fighters in Mortal Kombat Onslaught, so let's get right into it. Kicking us off at number 10, we have Revenant Kitana. The Dark Empress received a recent nerf to her special, knocking her down a few spots, but her ability to drain special meter from enemies is still completely unrivaled. Assassins come with the natural disadvantage of being both melee and squishy, unfortunately contributing to some of them placing a bit lower on this list than other 5-star characters, but don't let her ranking fool you. If you put enough critical chance on Revenant Kitana, she can single-handedly prevent even tower bosses from ever performing a single special ability. In addition to siphoning insane amounts of special meter from enemies, she gains whatever special meter she steals, resulting in Revenant Kitana being a hyper-mobile assassin, who uses her special incredibly early in a match, which she can use to target and delay any other enemy special, if not killing her target outright. Unfortunately for her, Mind Affinity opponents are among the least common to encounter in Arena, and her purely single-target moveset, while still incredibly powerful, is not completely ideal for Quan Chi Boss Tower, where Spirit Affinity characters particularly shine, which is why she currently sits in our number 10 spot. Coming in at number 9, we have Goro. The Shokan Prince is an absolute force to be reckoned with, despite also receiving a nerf to his special just a few updates before global launch. Goro has naturally incredibly high health, as well as tremendous tenacity thanks to his passive. Nearly all of his abilities are area of effect, including his game-changing special, which applies a lengthy burn in a massive 180-degree semicircle in front of him. It's not uncommon to hit 4 or more opponents with a single Goro special, and potentially delaying an entire team's special abilities is a tremendous amount of influence over a battle. In fact, Goro easily remains one of the best possible picks for Quan Chi Boss Tower. The main factors resulting in Goro's lower ranking on this list are twofold. Firstly, because he deals almost exclusively AoE damage, the devs have repeatedly nerfed his damage output, making him less of a damage threat than others on this list. But more importantly, he's also currently one of only a few characters in the game to share both an affinity and a role with another 5-star character. In this instance, Arctica Sub-Zero, who generally performs all of Goro's same functions, albeit ever so slightly better. For this reason, Goro sits comfortably in our number 9 spot. Coming in at number 8, we have Wind God Fujin. Heavenly Wind is an utter terror to face in Arena without very specific and deliberate countermeasures in place. Wind God Fujin does a phenomenal job at what assassins do best: seek and destroy the most vulnerable enemy targets. In addition to a terrifying suite of offensive abilities that include multi-hit critical chains and block breakers, he also comes fully equipped with a unique defensive mechanism in the form of airwalking, which allows him to literally leapfrog enemy frontline units while being entirely untargetable. Wind God Fujin's damage output currently ranks easily among the best in the entire game. He's an absolute top pick for Liu Kang Boss Tower, and while he doesn't rank quite as highly for the other boss towers, he can still be a perfectly effective pick for both the Goro and Scarlet Boss Towers. There are a couple of factors landing Fujin in the bottom half of our list, however. The first is that Wind God is in direct competition with another 5-star body assassin, specifically Hellfire Scorpion, who generally edges him out just a bit. The other big detracting factor is Wind God Fujin's hard-coded targeting mechanic. While more often than not, Dub God will hone in on precisely the target you want him to, there are definitely some instances where your inability to direct him is more harm than help. For example, against an Arena team where he immediately engages a foe like Razor Hat Kung Lao, ensuring his own untimely death. While Wind God Fujin is an undeniable force, the fact that some battles render him completely unusable places him firmly in our number 8 spot. Coming in at number 7, we have Hellfire Scorpion. The Vengeful Spectre undeniably lives up to his Hellfire namesake by incinerating virtually everything he comes into contact with. He actually holds the unique distinction of being able to apply burn with literally every ability he possesses. In addition to his synergy opportunities with Netherrealm allies, he outputs a mind-blowing amount of damage with his special, dealing 980% of his attack at max level, allowing him to vaporize almost any target he chooses, in addition to applying burn to any nearby enemies caught in the blast zone. Hellfire Scorpion is easily an absolute top choice for Liu Kang Boss Tower, although he can definitely be used effectively against both Goro and Scarlet Boss Towers. The main factors preventing Hellfire Scorpion from ranking higher on this list are primarily his affinity and his class. Of the three affinities, body are generally the least desirable, albeit the most flexible, as only one of the 4 boss towers specifically favors body affinity. Additionally, Hellfire Scorpion is an assassin, positioning him as a melee character with low defense and 0 sustain, making him uniquely challenging to fully utilize for certain content where safer body DPS options are freely available, like Deadeye Aaron Black and MK1 Scorpion. While his overwhelming damage and oppressive burns easily justify his inclusion on this list, his unreliable survivability nabs him our number 7 spot. Coming in at number 6, we have Razor Hat Kung Lao. The razor-rimmed Shaolin earns every ounce of his cocky attitude, employing a staggering amount of both destruction and durability. As the only 5-star mind warrior and one of only 3 5-star mind characters currently in the game, Razor Hat Kung Lao's value cannot be overstated. In addition to being a competent off-tank, his area of effect and multi-target abilities make him a strong pick for most PvE content, including virtually all content that favors mind affinity fighters. Razor Hat is particularly effective in Arena, where he single-handedly hard counters several of the best units in the game, including Undying Shao Kahn, Wind God Fujin, and MK1 Scorpion, to name a few. Because a significant portion of Razor Hat's damage comes from constantly applying bleeds, he's also a highly effective tank buster. Razor Hat is a top choice for Scarlet Boss Tower, though he's also a viable pick for both the Goro and Quan Chi Boss Towers. The main thing standing between Razor Lao and a higher placement on this list is his special ability. While there are advantages to his special, like its excellent range and the ability to freely target nearly any enemy on the field, the drawback is that its damage pales in comparison to most other 5-star specials. While that's intended to be offset by additional damage from bounces to other targets, the bounce damage is very minimal, and therefore makes it much tougher for Razor Lao to change the outcome of a match with a well-placed special. In spite of his lackluster special, his raw offensive and defensive prowess stands well ahead of most fighters and easily secures him our number 6 spot. Coming in at number 5, we have Undying Shao Kahn. The Undying Emperor boasts a level of toughness few can reach, but none can match. Yu Xiao packs some of the highest health and defense in the entire game, further augmented by a scaling defense boost that strengthens against large groups of enemies, reflected incoming melee damage, an oppressive AoE attack debuff, and even a built-in revive mechanic, making it a grueling task to put him down for good. In addition to insane levels of damage mitigation, he also packs a 7-second AoE taunt, which allows him to completely disrupt, if not outright dictate, the course of an arena match. He even has a potent self-healing ability, further improving how much punishment he can endure. Yu Xiao is an excellent plug-and-play solo tank who works well on any team, and is an absolute force to be reckoned with. He's a top pick for Liu Kang Boss Tower, but he will effortlessly repel damage in both the Goro and Scarlet Boss Towers as well. Given that he's already a top 5 pick for this list, he doesn't warrant much criticism, but the main reason he isn't sitting higher on this list is simply due to his damage output. As a tank, he shouldn't be expected to deal incredible amounts of damage, but unfortunately a majority of game modes specifically reward damage output, and so while his durability is undeniably unmatched, his damage capabilities do still leave a little to be desired, respectably landing him at our number 5 spot. Coming in at number 4, we have Arctica Sub-Zero. The Grandmaster of the Lin Kuei brandishes a lethal combination of raw tankiness, unparalleled defensive utility, and a staggering amount of area of effect damage for good measure. While he falls just shy of being the best in terms of robustness, he more than makes up for it with an array of oppressive control effects. In addition to gaining defense, Arctica inflicts a special charge decrease on any enemies targeting him, single-handedly swaying the outcome of a match. If that wasn't enough, he also single-handedly shuts down multiple threatening enemy abilities, as he redirects enemy attacks that are going to deal more than 20% of an ally's health, instead cutting the damage in half and absorbing them himself. He can also freeze the attacking enemy for good measure. Arctica Sub-Zero protects a team better than any other defender, full stop. He also provides AoE damage both from his auto and more notably from his special, which not only deals a tremendous amount of damage for a defender, but it also further reduces enemy special charge and will outright freeze any enemies who somehow manage to build up most of their special meter. Arctica is a surefire top choice for Quan Chi Boss Tower and a hard counter to virtually all assassins in Arena. His only real limiting factor is his spirit affinity, which currently leaves him somewhat vulnerable to several of the highest damage dealing units in the entire game, as most of them currently happen to be body affinity. Regardless, Arctica Sub-Zero simply is what peak defender performance looks like and makes him well deserving of our number 4 spot. Coming in at number 3 we have Shadowmancer Noob Saibot. The Shadow Wraith is an unrelenting force of nature who currently sets the standard for every other defensive support in the game. Just having Shadowmancer on the field dampens any and all enemy specials by a staggering 30% damage. His special ability comfortably secures him the position of best healer, and he can instantly heal an ally for over 130,000 health, in addition to dramatically boosting their damage with an attack buff that lasts an astonishing 15 seconds. This provides Shadowmancer with the ability to provide substantial offensive support even when his defensive tools aren't required. However, what really elevates Shadowmancer to the point of utter insanity is the power hidden within his third combo, which allows him to steal 20% special meter from an enemy with his second auto ability. This results in Shadowmancer simultaneously mitigating an entire enemy team's worth of specials, significantly delaying another enemy's special, providing unrivaled amounts of healing with a deceptively quick charge time, and selectively amplifying an ally damage dealer. The fact that he also has access to the current best possible synergies via his Netherrealm and Brotherhood of Shadow tags is just the cherry on top. He's a top choice for Quan Chi Boss Tower, but with enough investment he has the ability to heal allies through literally any PvE content. Shadowmancer provides an outright unmatched combination of damage reduction, healing, special meter siphoning, and attack amplification that undeniably warrants him our number 3 spot. Coming in at number 2 we have MK1 Scorpion. The Flame of the Lin Kuei may be a new addition to the roster, but his union of overwhelming destructive power and highly formidable vigor make him a threat few can withstand. In addition to a natural tankiness afforded by his base stats, as well as an innate resistance to burn, he also employs several methods of self-sustain, including vampirism on an auto, as well as a self-heal on burn which he applies to himself with his special. His second auto outputs a tremendous amount of damage which by itself rivals most special abilities in the game. However, where MK1 Scorpion really breaks away from the rest of the pack is his special, which combined with his first combo will deal a colossal 1045% of his attack as damage. This singular ability will half health even enemy defenders with affinity advantage, but it utterly incinerates just about everyone else. MK1 Scorpion checks all the boxes you look for in a warrior, including extreme durability, built-in self-sustain, and enough damage to put most 5-star assassins to shame. He's a top pick for Liu Kang Tower, and although he's unquestionably viable for both Goro and Scarlet Boss Towers, he may very well be a top choice for them as well. While his undeniably impressive fortitude already secured him a place on this list, his cataclysmic offense has him locking down our number 2 spot. And finally, coming in at number 1 we have Fire God Liu Kang. The Keeper of Time and Divine Union of Fire and Lightning reigns supreme as the number 1 combatant on our list. FGLK is the complete package. As a defender, he comes naturally equipped with some of the highest health and defense in the game, which he further boosts by gaining a 6-second defense boost every time he uses his 7.5 second cooldown auto ability, resulting in a defense boost that has nearly 100% uptime. He also employs an AoE taunt that lasts a crippling 8 seconds, but unlike other defenders, Fire God can aim his taunt, as it's attached to an AoE damaging dive bomb, giving Fire God Liu Kang the unique ability to directly intervene in skirmishes occurring between other characters. In addition to his incredible defensive utility, he also provides an extraordinary amount of damage, thanks to his second passive. For the first 10 seconds of a match, anytime Liu Kang takes damage, he retaliates by blasting 2 enemies with bolts of electricity. And not only does his special hit with tremendous force, but it also reactivates his electricity passive, thus taunting multiple enemies and then punishing their attacks with high voltage retribution. He has AoE damage built into every aspect of his kit, from his passive to his auto to his special and even from his combos. However, what really elevates Fire God Liu Kang from God status to full-on Titan is his first passive, which grants him 10% special meter from 1/5 of all incoming attacks, and from half of all incoming critical hits. This means Fire God Liu Kang charges his special meter devastatingly quickly, as a full special meter allows him to relocate to the nearest cluster of enemies, who can then turbocharge his special meter all over again. Fire God Liu Kang is a top pick for Scarlet, Quan Chi, and Goro Boss Tower, and an absolute tyrant in Arena. Sporting 5-star defender levels of durability, a non-stop barrage of AoE attacks, and the ability to constantly intervene and reshape skirmishes happening all over the battlefield, Fire God Liu Kang lives up to his titanic reputation as a being who makes the universe bend to his will. But alright, there you have it, my list of the top 10 fighters in Mortal Kombat Onslaught for patch 1.0.1. I'm curious, what do you guys think? Should someone have been placed higher? Did I leave someone off? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Help me out, drop a like, leave a comment even if you weren't going to, and I will see you guys real soon. Until next time, peace!